everyone. Thank you for joining us for this webinar on SBDC Digital Marketing Training Series. I am Brian Young from the York College SBDC, and I am a business advisor with the SBDC. This is our part 6 of a 6-part series, and parts 1 to 5 were held on previous Thursdays. And those recordings are available in the SBDC YouTube channel. This training series is presented by the New York SBDC at York College in collaboration with the York College Business and Economics Department. SBDC provides hands-on assistance, training, and counseling to small businesses to launch their digital presence. Today, you will hear from our presenter about email marketing made easy. If you have any question, type it into the question box on your control panel, or if you have a working microphone, or if you dial in, raise your hand by clicking on the hand icon on your control panel, and we can unmute you. And tonight's program is being recorded, and it will be available in our YouTube channel. I'm hoping that you will come away from this webinar ready to get started with email marketing. Our presenter tonight is Toni Coleman Brown. Ms. Brown has an impressive track record of working with Queens small business owners. Ms. Brown also has a lot of experience in training and capacity building for women and minority businesses. Welcome, Toni.
All right, Brian, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Everybody, I'm so excited about tonight and tonight's presentation. This is I guess this is number 6. And can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, you can hear me okay? Great. This is number 6 in our series. And, I couldn't be more excited. I feel a little bit sad because I feel like, it's like the end of what has been so much fun, just, getting to know each and every one of you. And I've truly enjoyed myself. And like I told Brian earlier, and I told everybody earlier, I'll be back. I'm sure in some form or fashion. So I'm really excited to present to you guys tonight, Email Marketing Made Easy. Now, some of you that attended the Marls training, some of this stuff may be familiar, but the way I feel is that repetition is the mother of skill. Sometimes you hear things once and, it's like, okay, I think I got it. And then you hear it again and it's like, okay, it's starting to really stick. And then you're like, the next time you're like, oh, wow, okay, we can rock and roll with this. So welcome once again. Brian did all of the particulars. Most of you that have been here before know that I'm Toni Coleman Brown. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, author, coach, and friend. I'm also a master lead generator and trainer. I've hosted hundreds of workshops and master classes and trained thousands of people. Most of you guys already know that my 2 daughters are the reason why I do everything that I do. Sasha and Taylor, they're just everything to me. And let's jump right into this topic of email marketing. One of the things that I can tell you guys about email marketing is just really and truly the fact that it's probably one of the cheapest and most effective ways for you to communicate with your ideal customer. And that's next to text messaging, because text messaging has to be probably one of the most effective ways to interrupt your ideal customer in the middle of the day, because most people are near their phone. But that's also one of the reasons why email marketing is so effective. It's because most people are near their phones. And, I don't know anybody whose phone isn't like really very close to them. And if their phone isn't buzzing every time they get an email, then, they have their little other smart devices that they wear, wearable devices that are buzzing them and letting them know when they get an email or a text. So I have to tell you that email has been around for a long time now, probably since the invention of the internet. Most of you guys probably remember when AOL first came out and we used to have the internet plugged into the phone line and it made that screeching noise. And every time you logged in and you would hear the AOL voice saying, "You've got mail." So that just really goes to show you how long email has been around and why it's probably the most effective way to communicate. I know most businesses can't do without email today, and it kind of makes you wonder, what did we do before email? I guess we used to write memos and send memorandums and stuff them in those little brown envelopes and walk them from one place to the next place, right? But since the advent of email marketing, it's been one of those things that I don't think any business can do without. And believe it or not, for every dollar that you spend in email, most people will earn $44. Now, you might ask yourself, well, how could that be possible? And I want you to just start thinking about it, because think about when you send an email about a sale that you're having and you put clickable links inside of your email. And then a lot of the people that open the email click the links, go to your website, and buy. Well, there's a value to that, right? There's a value to that sale. And if you have like all of your email marketing tools set up right and connected with your website, then you will know exactly how much money you earned with every email that you send out. So that's huge, guys. That's huge. And another huge thing, and what I love about email, is the fact that the cost to really acquire a new customer via email is just so much less expensive than it is with these other different options. So it's less expensive than display marketing, paid search, social media, direct mail. It is probably the cheapest way to acquire a new customer. So think about that, like when the next time you feel like, I just don't know about putting together this whole email marketing campaign. Think about how much less expensive it is than advertising on social media or, advertising on Google. It is really the way to go. So let's talk about this. Why would somebody want to give you their email address anyway? Oftentimes people, when they think about email marketing and they think about emails, most people think about their contact list from, Outlook, or their contact list from Gmail or Yahoo or AOL. A lot of times people think about a lot of the emails that they have on the business cards that they've got stacked away. But really, when it comes down to like email marketing, you want to really incentivize somebody to give you their email address. And you want to have that incentive everywhere. You want to have that incentive on the signature part of any email that you send, because you may send an email to someone that's not necessarily aware of what you have to offer. And then when they click to your little incentive, then they realize that they're opened up to a whole new world, a whole new aspect of you. And then, they may want to give you their email address so that you are, sending them more targeted emails catered to what they're looking for. But why do people, why would somebody want to give you their email address? People like to give you their email addresses when they're getting something in return. So this is really an honest exchange. This is like you give something to the individual or you present it to them, and then they give you their email address. So they're looking for something of value, most people. Some people will give you their email address because they're loyal to your brand. and they like what you have and they like you and they really want to hear from you. And really, most of the time, people will give you their email address when it's a win win for them. So, what are some of the things that you can give a person in exchange for a name and an email address? Well, there are a lot of things that you could give away. Some of the things could be a cheat sheet, and a cheat sheet could be, like a cheat sheet to advertising on Facebook where they give you step-by-step instructions, and it's almost like a job aid where you can really just follow it, and um, really not have to learn everything all over again. Also, you can get a checklist, and a checklist can be great because if somebody wants to know how to bake a cake or how to save $100 in 100 days, and then you have day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they could just check it off or whatever. People love checklists. One of the things that you should know about anything that you give away in exchange for a name and an email address, it should be something that's easy to communicate, easy to consume. It should also be a bridge, that helps a person get from where they are to where they want to be. And it also should be really, just like simple and easy, right? So, like weekly tips is something that you can give away. Also, case studies or guides or worksheets. Even a masterclass replay is something that you could put behind a gate. And what I mean by put behind a gate means that you make it so that the only way somebody can watch the masterclass replay is if they give you their name and their email address. And these types of things are really good for you to put on your website. You can put them on announcement bars at the top of your website. Some people call them hello bars. So, when you go to people's website, at the top of the website, there's a bar to go across, and usually it's like a bright red bar, and they offer you up something, like get this free item or save 25% or something like that. So these are all great ways to get your potential customers' name and email address. And free reports are amazing. Now, I put an asterisk near ebooks. And one of the reasons why I put an asterisk near ebooks is because I personally feel like an ebook is a high value, what you would call lead magnet. And a lead magnet is the freebie that you would offer up in exchange for the name and the email. Now, ebooks, people buy ebooks. People buy ebooks on Amazon all the time and they download them. So I think that, while you can give away an ebook, I personally feel that you should charge for an ebook, even if it's $7. An ebook is something that's really good to use when you're creating your sales funnel. And at the top of the sales funnel, you may have something called a tripwire. And a tripwire usually is a $7 or maybe $50 or less item that you would offer up to someone. Like, say for instance, someone comes to your website, they get something free, but before you take them to the freebie, you interrupt that process by offering them a low ticket item. And the person can either take the low ticket item and then you can take them to the low ticket item and the freebie, or they don't take the low ticket item and you could just take them to the freebie. So I like to reserve ebooks for things like that rather than just giving it away in exchange for an email. Now, when it comes down to sending emails, there are certain things that are really, really important, right? And some of the things that are really important is who the email is from. Now, I basically showed you this particular screenshot because this is a screenshot of what an inbox will look like on somebody's phone. And you can go and you can, pull your phone out and go to your email and look at it. And you'll notice a couple of things about this. You'll notice that the name is really big. So who the email is from is always the biggest item on the email. Then the next largest item on the email is the subject line of the email. So who the email is from and the subject line of the email are the two most important things that you should, really care about when sending an email. So when somebody signs up for your list, you want to make sure that when you send out an email that they know who it's from, because if they don't really know you, then they may think like, how did this person get my email address in the first place, right? So that's very important. So when you're setting up your email accounts, you want to make sure that who the email is coming from is very relevant to the list, right? So you want to make sure that you have it coming from the right people. So say for instance, if it's CBDC, you want it to come from CBDC, right? And then the next thing that is important is personalization. People love hearing their name. They absolutely love it. And when they see their names in emails, they really get excited and they feel like, oh, this person knows who I am, so let me open up this email. Now, when you work with a professional email service provider like MailChimp, Aweber, ConvertKit, ActiveCampaign, Constant Contact, any one of them, you have the ability to personalize an email. So you have the ability to put someone's name in the subject line. And the way this is done is not done in a way that you have to type the person's name in every email. No, 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 no. It's not done like that. The way it's done is every time somebody enters their name and email address, it's going to go into a list, right? And it's the email service provider is going to have that list. And then what you're going to do is just simply put a little snippet of code, and they make it so easy for you. And the code usually is something like first name in like a little parentheses, right? And then you put first name, comma, and it says, people are looking at your LinkedIn profile, Tony, right? Matt, people are looking at your LinkedIn profile. This is an email from LinkedIn. And, when LinkedIn is telling me people are looking at my profile, that piques my interest. It piques my curiosity. I want to know who's looking at my profile. What are they looking at? Who are they looking for? All of this stuff is really important because people love to see their names. And when you have a professional email service provider, like I said, like MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, MailerLite, there's a whole bunch of them. You just have to pick your poison, right? Pick the one that works best for you. When people see this, they get excited. And what an email service provider will do is they automatically will pull the name, 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 pull the email, and they will send it out. So say for instance, if you have 1,000 people on your list, right? You don't have to type in 1,000 names. You just have to put that little code, and the email service provider is going to automatically pull that information. Now, they don't just do this in the subject line, they also do this in the body of the email. That's why a lot of times, I notice that a lot of times when I personalize my emails, people will respond back to me and they'll say certain things because they feel like I'm sending an email specifically to them, and they don't realize that I've sent it to thousands of people, right? So definitely utilize personalization in your email marketing. And personalization is key for a lot of reasons because you can segment people on your list if you know that you have a whole bunch of information about the people on your list and you know when their birthday is. You can send emails for people when their birthday fall on their birthday. You can send people emails when it's their anniversary. So, like if they've been on your list for a year, you can send them an email, saying thank you for being a loyal subscriber for a year. You can also send out seasonal emails. If it's a holiday or if it's a certain season, or if you want to cross sell them based upon a previous purchase, you can send emails about that. So, for example, if somebody bought a red blouse and you know that a lot of people who purchased that red blouse also purchased these blue pants, then you can send them an email and say, okay, for all of the people that purchased the red blouse but did not purchase the blue pants, we're going to send them an email and let them know that most people who purchased the red blouse also purchased the blue pants. So let me send that email. And so when you send emails like that, people know that, hey, they know I just bought something and they care, right? Or they know it's my birthday and they care. I don't know how many ladies that are here, right? How many of the ladies that are here that are fans of DSW? So if you're a friend of DSW, you can let us know. And how many of you get the birthday coupon every year when it's your birthday, right? So I know there's quite a few people that are raising their hand saying that yes, they get the birthday coupon every year when it's time for their birthday. So these types of things make people feel really, really special. And one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing in your email marketing, and I mean, DSW don't even do it via email, they do it through direct mail. So they will actually mail you a coupon when it's your birthday. And, that incentivizes you to go into the store and spend more money. Now, remember, I said personalization is key, but so are your subject lines. Subject lines are everything. I mean, you would be surprised what types of subject lines get people to open up emails. Like 33% of emails are open based upon the subject line. Now, some of you probably have gotten subject lines before that said, like, you've got cash. And you open up the email, and then the person will say, oh, wouldn't you like to get emails like this all the time? I get emails like this all the time too. So Sonia Smith is saying that Victoria's Secret also sends out birthday coupons. Yes, this is really important. If you are utilizing all-in-one type of systems, like I use the all-in-one system like Kartra, and Kartra has a lot of information and data. And I think Keep is now the name of the new company that used to be Infusionsoft. And Infusionsoft, a lot of people used to call it Confusionsoft because it was hard for a lot of people to understand. But at the end of the day, Infusionsoft was powerful because it gave you a lot of data, and it also would give you lead scoring. It will let you know who is a hot lead, who is on fire, because you really want to treat the people that are on fire for your business much better than you treat everybody else. And how when a person is on fire for your business, when they've spent money with you, and they're on multiple of your lists, because a lot of times when we're building lists, we are building multiple lists. And when people sign up for everything that you offer, when people purchase everything that you offer, then these are your super fans. And what you want to do is really build your whole customer avatar all around these people. But that's another class. But we're talking about subject lines here. and subject lines are everything. So you want to make sure that you have good ones. Now, these are some of the words in subject lines that get open. Believe it or not, like a lot of people like to put new in their subject lines. They like to put best in their subject lines, or bonus, or extra, or join. And these are on the low end of emails that get opened, believe it or not. And, like honestly, because these are usually used in marketing emails are usually the kind that usually get the lowest open rate. So if you're into like, marketing and things like that, then in general their emails don't get open as often as other emails. But when you use the word like congrats, that gets a lot of emails opened, or your receipt for your order, or a thank you, or sorry, or please, or something is about to expire, or on board, or you free. Free gets your emails open, but the word free often has lower deliverability. So that's kind of like a catch 22. But offer, coupon, sale, discount, 20%. Everything, try, 20%. So, think about that the next time you create a subject line. Now, here are some, subject lines that really work. They could be subject lines or headlines, but these are some good things that you can put in your email marketing subject lines. Social proof, right? So things that show that you can do something that actually, work. Like here's a method that is helping tons of people around the world lose weight. Or here's a method that's helping women over 50 to look younger, right? Or sexy people do XYZ. I used to always put in my emails about my boot camp, smart and savvy female entrepreneurs from all over the United States are attending the small business boot camp for women. Why I blank, and maybe you should too. Why I use hula hoop, and maybe you should too. Or why I use Vera Moore's moisturizer, and maybe you should too. Um, you know, uh, do something like world class example, golf like Tiger Woods, right? Or swim like that guy, Michael, whatever, or, something like that, right? Those things, those types of headlines really get people to open up their email. Join female entrepreneurs, or join the hundreds of your peers that are signing up with the Small Business Development Center, something like that. You want to make sure that you are using, headlines that work. And these are the types of subject lines, I should say, that will get people's attention. Also, subject lines that work, and I should change that, but subject lines that also work are ones that threaten, right? And people, I don't know why people respond to things like this, but they do. So if you say things like the biggest lie in being a business owner, or the biggest lie in the medical industry, or 10 shocking mistakes that are killing your business, you know, or saying something like, I've lied to you for years now. And, you start off with something like that, and people are like, what have she been lying about? And they open the email, right? So these types of threat subject lines, they work as well. So these are some good ones. Why you shouldn't do what I desired them to do. So why you shouldn't, whatever. You get the point. So you fill in the blank, and just fill in a blank and make it appropriate for your business. But threat headlines, they work. The ugly truth about losing weight. The ugly truth about tax season, or the ugly truth about doing business taxes, or what your accountant won't tell you and how it can save you money. What everybody ought to know about makeup, or what everybody ought to know about PPP loans, right? So these could be used for a lot of different reasons in a lot of different industries. Then gain subject lines also work, right? Discover the weight loss secret, right? Discover the weight loss secret, or where blank is and how to get it, where the money is hiding in your business, or where the money is and how to get it, or where the PP loans are and how to get it, right? Something like that. Um, Stop is a good one. Like, stop throwing your money down the drain. Dot, dot, dot. People will open up that email. You can too, in blank time with, right? You can too lose weight in 7 days with the 7-day boot camp, whatever it is. Whatever it is that you're offering, these are some really good subject lines that can get your emails open, right? You don't have to be, you don't have to be, I'm looking at this one now, right? You don't have to be a championship bodybuilder to be effective at lifting weights or something like that. Little known ways to blank, little known ways to bake a vegan cake, little known ways to cure anger management, little known ways to awesome mental health, little known ways to work life balance. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with these headlines. How to build a blank you can be proud of, how to build a business you can be proud of, how to build a coaching business that you can be proud of, how to build a speaking empire that you can be proud of. So you can use this for a lot. Get rid of blank once and for all. Get rid of uh, get rid of wrinkle lines once and for all. Improve or increase your blank in blank. Increase your bank account in 30 days, right? So you guys can see how, like a lot of these, and these come from a digital marketer. And this is a company, one of the top marketing companies, with the head, Ryan Dees. He's amazing. And he's come up with a lot of these subject lines that really could work. And they work as subject lines, and they also work as headlines if you're building sales pages as well. So think about this. You don't need a big list, right? So I want you guys to know that you don't need a huge list in order to make big sales. That is probably one of the biggest myths that's out there. A lot of people will say, oh, I have over 250,000 people on my list, or, oh, I have over 10,000 people on my list. You don't need a big list. And I'm learning that more and more and more. But what you do need is a segmented list, meaning a targeted list. So, for example, you don't need to email the whole world. Like, once you have an email service provider, you may have a general list, meaning it's, just everybody, like people you may have met at different events, or people that may have known you from another business, or people that you met when you went to a workshop. One of the things that you should do when you're starting to work with an email service provider is you want to build your list the way you've received the emails. So basically, if I have a lead magnet and I'm offering somebody 50 ways to market and promote their business, and then I have another email list where I'm offering someone, 25 different lead magnet ideas, then I don't necessarily want these to be commingled all into one. I want them to be separate because I may have another list of people that said they were interested in being in a book anthology. I may have another list of people who are said they were interested in receiving motivational Monday emails. So that's 4 different email lists. And I may not want to email all of these people the one thing, right? Sometimes you're going to want to send everybody the email, but sometimes you're only going to want to send emails to targeted people. And I have to tell you, one of the things that in one of the workshops that we had, there was a woman, and basically what she was doing was saying that, oh, one of the things that I want to do is I want to have an event. And one of the things I said was, oh, well, you should definitely start creating a wait list for people so that when the event opens up and people can buy, that people will be primed and ready to buy. I personally believe that having people join a wait list is a really good thing because those people on the wait list will show high buyer's intent, right? And one of the things that I've noticed is that you can have a small list of 100 people and you can make thousands and thousands of dollars off of a small list of people. I know this because I've done this myself with a small list of people, opened up cart and closed cart 5 days later. And it's like thousands of dollars in sales later with a small list because you've been working with people who have buying intent. So this chart pretty much shows you like when the more people you send the emails to, the lower the open rate. But the less number of people you send the emails to, the higher the open rate. So it's really all about segmentation and sending the right emails to the right people. Okay. So just to recap what I've gone over, subject line wording really helps to improve emails performances. Okay. Now, a lot of people think that, oh, if you have uh, 5 words in a subject line or 10 words in a subject line, that it's going to, decrease performance, but it does not. It doesn't matter whether you have 3 words in a subject line or 15 words in a subject line. It really does not matter the number of words in a subject line, but what matters most is what you say in that subject line. So the number of words is not as important as the word choice. And the number of words is not as important as who you're sending that to. So you want to make sure that it's the perfect wording for the perfect segment of your list, right? We also know that personalizing subject lines, it will result in increased open rates because there's nothing more important to anyone on earth than their name. So if you put someone's name in the subject line, then it's definitely going to increase the open rate of the email. Also, sending personalized email with the appropriate amount of characters on the subject line is important. It's going to affect it, right? So definitely you want to make sure that you pay attention to that. So the most important factors really when it comes down to it, when it comes down to a subject line, is who you're sending it to and what you're sending, right? In a previous class, we talked about how sometimes people will do this. They'll say, you've got cash. And you open up the email because you're like, I don't have cash. But then when you open it, they're like, yeah, you may not have cash, but I get these types of emails every day. So sometimes the subject line could be vastly different from the body of the email. And it's almost like clickbait. So basically, people will send you that subject line, and then the body of the email will be completely different. But they did that so they could get you to open up the email. But you don't want to do that. You want to make sure that whatever you send in your subject line is definitely related to the body of the email. But most importantly, you want to make sure that if I'm sending an email about podcasting, then I want to send it to the people who went to my podcasting class. I want to send it to people who downloaded my podcasting worksheet. I don't necessarily want to send it to everybody because everybody may not be interested in podcasting. And I definitely don't want to send an email about podcasting to people who said, you know what, I'm interested in being in a book. Because those are two vastly different things. And that's why email marketing is so important, and it's so important for you to do this with a professional email service provider. Because when you have that professional email service provider, you're not constantly copying and pasting emails into Gmail from an Excel spreadsheet. And you can segment the list so that you can only send things to people who want to receive the specific information that you're sending. So I hope that makes sense, right? Now, here are some types of emails that you can send to people because a lot of people, believe it or not, they struggle to figure out, what can I send? What type of emails can I send to my people? Well, definitely the first email you want to send is a welcome email. You want to welcome people to your list. You want to be able to say, hey, I'm so glad that you came here. Thank you for signing up. The other few types of emails that you can send is new product announcements. You also can send out monthly newsletters. You can send out sales promos, cross sells, upsells. You can send out customer testimonials. You can send out tips. You can send out thank yous. You can send out confirmation emails. These are the types of emails that are important in your business. Now, I don't know what email software provider that you use, but I'm going to definitely show you and take you behind the scenes a little bit of Aweber, because with Aweber, they've really upped their game, actually. You can have one list in Aweber and one list of up to 500 emails, and you can get a free account with them. And if you get a free account, it just opens you up to so many of the other things that they have to offer. And I'm going to show you a few of those things in a minute. But some other types of emails you can send are recognition emails, like for loyalty, like I had said earlier, for people who have been on your list for a long time, or people who've been with your business for a long time, for people who have spent a certain amount of money, congratulatory emails. We talked about happy birthday and best customer emails. And then, a lot of you guys wonder sometimes, well, where can I get people to sign up to my email? Well, a lot of people could be right in your cell phone. A lot of the people that you want to subscribe are right in your cell phone. Sometimes you can send people a text message and let them know, hey, I'm going to be starting a newsletter. It's going to, contain all types of juicy information about, relationships and how you can build better relationships, more healthy family relationships. So would you be interested? And this is the link to sign up. And then you could just send that text email to the people that are in your phone, and you'll be surprised you'll get people to sign up that way. You can host a webinar. You can tell people, hey, I'm hosting a webinar. Here's the link to the Zoom. And believe it or not, all of the people who register, these are now people that are potentially on your list because, they register for something that you have. And so now, they can be on your list. A lot of you have hosted events in Eventbrite or created events in Eventbrite. And a lot of you don't realize that a lot of those emails and names are still there. You can download them. I mean, now Eventbrite has it set up so you can connect Aweber and MailChimp to Eventbrite. You can even connect Zoom to Eventbrite. Now, when you connect Aweber, Constant Contact, I think, and MailChimp and all of these other things, when a person signs up for your event, the name and email is automatically added to a list in your email service provider. And if you're working with two different software platforms, believe it or not, there's a tool called Zapier, and Zapier allows you to create these automations so that when people do one thing in one application, the information can be transferred to another application. So if the software doesn't automatically have those connections, because I know like if you build landing pages with lead pages, you can automatically get the emails to go to Aweber or MailChimp. So your subscribers are really, like all over the place. So you definitely want to think about that. So when you're creating your first email campaign, some of the things that you're going to want to think about and some of the questions you're going to want to ask yourself are, what are the goals? What are the business goals of my email? Like, what is it that I'm truly looking to accomplish with this email? Are you looking for people to forward it so you can generate more leads? Are you looking to drive sales to a particular product? Are you looking for people to download or register for an event? Maybe you're looking to engage your subscriber list, or maybe you're looking to reward or recognize specific customers. Or maybe you want to notify them of a sale or an offer. Like these things are really important when you're taking time out to lay everything out in your business and, create email campaigns to support your business goals. So it's really important that you align your email marketing with all of your other marketing activities, your social media marketing. You want to make sure that it's all aligned. So Nelson wants to know, can we receive the slides from today? Okay, I'll definitely download the slides and I'll send it out in the email. Okay? Thanks, Nelson, for asking that question. Like I said, though, when you're creating your campaign, you want to make sure that you are aligning your goals, your business goals to your email campaign, right? So what are we selling this month? What are we offering this month? This is how I like to say it, right? So it's almost like when you get to the beginning of the month, or really more like the middle of the previous month, right? Because I always say that a good month begins the month before. So when you get to like the middle of the month, you want to think about what's going to happen next month, right? So you're thinking about, let's go back to the last slide. You're thinking about, what am I going to offer to my people? What am I going to put on sale? Or what is like the bestseller that I want to promote? What's happening in the world, right? So some of the things that could be happening in the world is that, it's like maybe it's Easter. Or maybe it's, you could look at the calendar of days and every day is a celebratory day, right? So one day is National Ice Cream Day. The other day is National Pizza Day. Then it's, it was just International Women's Day, right? And so you want to think about like, okay, what is it that I'm going to be wrapping around, what's going on. So maybe for National Pizza Day, there's, you might have a shirt that has pizza on it. And if you have a shirt that has pizza on it, then, maybe you want to sell the t-shirt with pizza on it for National Pizza Day. You know what I mean? So, and you'll be surprised. Every day is a national something day. National Daughters Day, National Mother's Day, it's, National Twins Day, National Green Eyed People Day, National Potato Chip Day. So every day is national something. So you can wrap your promotional goals around that. But then you want to think about, okay, so now that I know what's happening in the world, now that I know what I'm going to offer, what emails could I send? Okay, to wrap around all of these promotional things I have going on. All right, so what can I post on social media? So you want to make sure that, you're emailing stuff, you're posting stuff on social media, but you want to make sure that it's all aligned with your business goals, right? So whether it's to, you're saying, okay, I'm going to have a webinar and I want people to register. Or, I'm going to be giving away this free guide and I want people to get the free guide. So you want to make sure that you're creating email campaigns that are aligned with all of those things. Because, every time you're creating or thinking about marketing, you should always be thinking about, okay, who on my list could I let know? And, who should I email today? Right? And when it comes down to like the frequency and the amount of emails you want to send, it's totally up to you, right? So it's totally up to you. So basically, if you want to email your list every day, that's fine. That's up to you. If you want to email your list once a week, that's fine. If you want to email twice a month, that's fine too. It's completely up to you. For me, sometimes I get in a like, in a groove and I'll email every Monday religiously. I'll send out something motivational and people love it. People absolutely love that. Um, and I used to like write a lot of them ahead of time and people would respond and they just love that. Like I do it and I stop, I do it and I stop. I'm really going to start doing that again. But you also, like I said, you want to make sure that it's aligned with your business goals. I remember when I had a coach, he used to tell me that you want to email your list and tell your people unsubscribe. And he felt like, 2 emails a day keeps the job away. That's how he felt. He felt like he would send an email in the morning and an email in the afternoon. And I can tell you what that will do. That will get you very quickly to your absolute super fans, because the people that get disgusted by you sending them emails, they are not your people. But the person that you can email 2 times a day and they will not unsubscribe from your list, that is your super fan. And those are the people that you're looking for. So you could also think of email as like a way for you to sort out the people who are really for you versus those people who are not for you. And emails can definitely do that. And don't get caught up in the unsubscribe, because people are going to unsubscribe every time you send an email. And now here's another thing that you can do. A lot of times in business, people will say, okay, when you give something away, the next thing you want to do is deliver, what it is that you're giving the person. So if somebody enters their name and email, what you want to do is you want to give them their item right away, and usually on another web page. And what you don't want to do is necessarily email them the item, because a lot of people will take the item from the email and unsubscribe. So the one thing you might want to do is give, when they enter their name and email address, give them something for free, and then wait 3 days before sending them an email. And then they'll be less likely to unsubscribe. So, yeah, that's something that you definitely want to do. But how do you measure success? You can measure success by how many people open your emails, how many emails got delivered, how many people clicked on links. You can definitely measure success by the sales. You can measure success by conversion rates. You can also measure the revenue that you generated with every email, and that is really important. And one of the things when you're using email service provider software, a professional software, like I said, MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, MailerLite, Constant Contact, you want to always use automation. And automation can be used in a lot of different ways. One of the most powerful ways you can use automation is when you are seeking to win back a customer that may have added items to a shopping cart and then didn't buy. So one of the things that we noticed when we did the workshop on Shopify is that Shopify would capture all of the emails of the people who abandoned the cart. And what's really powerful and amazing about that is the fact that you can now go back and you can email them and say, hey, I noticed that, you didn't purchase whatever it was in the cart. And then you might want to give them a little incentive, like a coupon or something, so they can go and finish their purchase. You can say something like, I know that life gets busy sometimes. We start doing things and then we get distracted, and maybe that happened to you, but here's $5 off for you to, enjoy. Maybe you might want to go finish your purchase, right? So you can do that. And sometimes when you have retargeting on your website and people browse certain products and they don't buy, right? You can activate retargeting campaigns that can say, hey, I noticed that you were on whatever page, whatever, and then you can definitely use automation to do that. You can definitely automatically send emails after people download. You can send automated emails when people's credit cards decline or when their credit card is about to renew. Or, if you're using an all-in-one system, one of the things that you can do is you can see when people are active or inactive, and you can send out automated emails to let them know that, hey, I noticed you haven't been logging in, so what's going on? So those are the types of things that you definitely want to incorporate. And you also want to incorporate list management and compliance. And so as it relates to list management, you want to make sure that, when you are building an email list, one of the things that you want to do is make sure that you clean it up every now and again. So, for example, if you've had people on your list for 2 years and you have people within that list that hasn't opened an email in a year, you may want to delete them off the list because it just doesn't make sense to send people emails who are not opening them. All right. And if somebody didn't open your email in a year, then it's not good for a couple of reasons. It's not good because first and foremost, it's going to hurt your deliverability because your email software provider don't want to look like they're spamming people. And if people aren't opening your email, then maybe they may look at that as being spammy. So they may lower your deliverability of emails. So you don't want that to happen. So list management is important. Also, compliance is important. You want to make sure that you have their consent to email. So you want to make sure that they opt in some form of fashion. You want to make sure you have your email policy laid out. You want to make sure in all of your emails you have a link so that people can unsubscribe. You also, like I said, you want to remove people who haven't been active in a year or more. So that's really important, guys. So when it comes down compliance, like I said, you want to make sure that you have permission. You want to make sure there's a clear unsubscribe. And this whole GDPR, which is the General Data Protection Regulation that has been implemented in the EU, at some point in time, this whole idea of compliance and data policies and privacy policies and spam policies, it's going to get real in a minute, and it's going to impact a lot of people's businesses in a major way. So you want to try to be compliant from the start. And what I mean by it's going to get real, the hacking and, people with data breaches and, all of that stuff, it's not getting any better. If anything, is getting worse. So I think that more and more countries are going to move towards privacy policies and data policies, and you really letting your customers know what you're doing with their data. I think that that's going to happen more and more versus less. So, definitely you want to try to be as compliant as you can be from the start. So at the end of the day, you really want to just do it, right? So before I, leave, I want to stop sharing my presentation, and I want to start sharing again. And what I want to share is, one second. I want to go into Aweber really quickly so that I can kind of show you guys, what some of this stuff could look like, okay? Just to give you an idea. All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go into this Aweber account. This is a free Aweber account that I often use when it comes down to demonstrating email marketing and how it could be really easy. And one of the things that I've noticed is that, it's easy in Aweber and it's also easy in MailChimp. It's just gotten so much easier. So if you decide that, and I'm not getting paid or anything to promote this for Aweber, but when you sign up for Aweber, this is like your main dashboard that you see when you log in. I showed people how they can upload subscribers. You can come here and you can add subscribers. So one of the things you can do is you can enter a subscriber's name and email and add it to the list one at a time. If you have their phone number and address and all of that information, you can add that in one at a time. Or if you wanted to add subscribers in a way that you import multiple, if you have a list that's a Excel spreadsheet or a CSV file, you can click here and get the list off of your computer and upload them. Or if you're keeping your emails in an Excel spreadsheet, you can, or in a Word document, you can come here and you can paste all of your subscribers and you can add them that way. And then, all of your subscribers is going to be added to a list. Right now, you'll see Aweber will name the list after your name in the beginning. But if you decide to go to the paid campaign, you can have multiple lists, right? So if I were to click this button that says create a new list, what's going to end up happening is it's going to ask me to pay, right? But for right now and for demonstration purposes, I just want to show you, kind of like you're going to have one list. But what's really also cool is, remember when I said that people want to have an exchange in order to give you their name and email address. So people either want to, get a coupon, or they want to get an ebook, or they want something, right? And what Aweber has added is landing pages. And so you don't even really need to have a full website in order to build or create a lead magnet and then, actually promote it to people. So if you come over here and you click on the button landing pages, right? This was something that I was showing somebody. So let's see. You can come over here and you can create a new landing page, right? And you can see you can build a landing page from scratch, or you can see here, these are new landing pages that Aweber has created. And one of the things that you can do is you can use one of the templates that they have here. So for example, you can see all of these up here at the top are new. So say if you decide to offer or sell an ebook, you can come over here and you can use this template that they have. And then, somebody could just enter their name and email address and click sign me up. Of course, you can edit all of this information and make it more personalized to your business. And then, a person can sign up to the email and they'll be added right directly to your list. So if you have like a free report, so say for instance, like, we're having an event right now and you want to, give away the replay. Somebody here can come in and they can, get the slides. They can get um, the replay, right? And then, they can get more information about the presenters. And then down here, you can say, stay in touch, right? So I might use this to send out everything the next time, right? Just upload the slides so people can download them. Then you can upload the YouTube video. So that's something that's really cool that you can use for your business. And then down here, you might have a freebie or something down here, or ask people to sign up for your newsletter. But that's also something really cool, a really cool landing page that you can use. But say you're hosting an event, right? And you want to have people register. They can come here, you can come here and, put your logo here, put the title of your webinar, say some information about your host, and have people sign up. And instead of having the information go to Zoom, you can have the information go right into your Aweber list. And then what you can do with this is you can just email them the Zoom link directly. So this is another thing that you can do. If you are offering up, I think there's like something here for a coupon. So if you want to give somebody a coupon to say get 20% off, they can sign up to get 20% off. They can enter their name and email address, and you can change this background. You can change all of this. You can change this logo, and it's pretty easy to edit, right? So if you say you choose this, right, and you want to edit it, you can come over here and it's pretty easy. If you want to change the logo, you can change the logo by coming over here and uploading an image or pulling an image from an image gallery. Or if you don't want a logo there at all, you could just delete it, right? And then you just will have this sign up information. But you see this yellow brick background, you can come over here and scroll down to the bottom and click on background. And if you don't like the image, you can get rid of the image and you can put something else in its place. And then, you want to give all your landing pages a name. So you would give it a name. And then after you change it, you can preview it and see kind of what it will look like. And then you can go back to the editor. You can save it and exit. And then once you publish it, I didn't give it a title, but once you publish it, right, what Aweber is going to do is give you a link. And now this is a link that you can copy it and open it up in a new browser, right, and paste it. And this is something now that you can send out to people. So you can change all of this, but once they enter their name and their email address, it's going to go directly into your list, into Aweber. And now you can send them emails. Now, what's pretty cool about this is the fact that, once you have your list and you want to start sending people emails, you can send a broadcast email or you can schedule some email marketing campaigns. And the difference between a broadcast email and an email marketing campaign is a broadcast is like, okay, Joe Biden is coming on right now. And you know what? I'm going to tell everybody on my list that Joe Biden is about to come on. So, you know what? What I'm going to do is come over here and I'm going to personalize it by listing their first name. So, whoever is on my list, their first name might be Tony. And I'm going to say Joe Biden is on in 5 minutes. Watch. So that's a broadcast email is something that you want to send when something is happening soon. Not necessarily 5 minutes, but it could be 5 minutes because if there is a webinar that's happening and people have registered and you want to remind them, you can say, webinar is happening in 5 minutes. And then you want to send them that broadcast. A campaign, though, right? We're going to go ahead and exit that. But a campaign is something that is more of a series of emails that you want to send someone over a period of time, right? So basically, you know, um, yeah, so Melinda says it's very similar to a service she has called MindMe. It includes landing pages, action-based triggers, text messaging, and it also is available with a code. The solution is great, but you find it difficult to plan everything so the automation can take place. That's where I'm seeking some interns, Brian, wink, wink. So Melinda is seeking some interns to help her with planning out all of her automations and creating all of her automations. And that's amazing. So pretty much, when you create a campaign, what you're doing is, you're building up a series of emails that's going to happen based upon a trigger. And most of the time, the trigger is when somebody subscribes. And so, like, say, for instance, if you want to create a welcome campaign, right? A welcome campaign will, kind of look like this. It's like when somebody subscribes, you want to tag them to the welcome campaign. And then the first thing that happens in a welcome campaign is a message is sent. And then you can say wait 5 days before the next action, and then you can send them another message. So we can open this up and kind of look at it. So like I said, as soon as somebody signs up to the list, you can send them a welcome campaign, add them to the welcome campaign. So they're going to get this tag. And then the next thing that's going to happen is they're going to get the first email message, right? And so basically with the email message, you want to be able to kind of like, create the message and add it here and then edit it and then wait 5 more days before the next message will come through. And then that'll be the next message. But basically you have to like select what message you're going to use, and you have to, really kind of have some of your messages in place. So a lot of times what people will do is, they'll say, okay, wait another day and send another message. And then after that, you can, end the campaign. Usually I like to have welcome campaigns that will last for, a long period of time. I usually say a welcome campaign should be at least 5 emails, but it could be upwards of 10 emails. And the type of emails that I like to send in a welcome campaign will be things like, first, thank you for subscribing. These are the types of things that you're going to receive in, the upcoming days. I like to send emails that will help you market and promote your business. So you're going to hear about marketing, you're going to hear about blogging and digital marketing and all things, digital or whatever, all things to help you grow your business. Then the next email could be, hey, are you following me on social media? Check me out at LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and then the third thing could be, have you joined our group? right? So you want to make sure that you're putting all of your people in some type of group. It could be a LinkedIn group, it could be a Facebook group, or it could be your own online social community. But you definitely want to make sure that you're getting your people someplace where they can gather and really communicate with each other and chat and stuff like that. So that could be the third email. Then the fourth email could be, have you checked out our best-selling whatever? So if you have a best-selling product or, a best-selling service, then you definitely want to send an email about that. And you want to say, show social proof. These people have had success. And then the next email could be more social proof. Did I ever tell you about James? Did I ever tell you the story about Bill? And you can in that email, you can tell people the story about how they use your product and had success, or how they use your service and had success. And then, that time you were featured in Essence magazine. Did you see me featured in Essence? I don't care how long ago it was, but you want to show things like that. And the purpose of like a long welcome campaign is to build the know, like, and trust factor. And really and truly, it's all about helping your ideal customer or potential customer get to know you, get to like you, and get to trust you. And today, people need about 12 to 15 interactions before they say yes. I've had some people that say they were on my list forever. And, finally, they decided that they wanted to, like either come to an event or sign up to be a member, you know. So I think that the more you add to your campaign, the better. So, like, once you get down to the end, and then they say, take the tag off, I would still, come here and say, wait. And then you can say, like, wait 3 days. And then you can say, send another email. And then over here, you can create the email message and you can use the drag and drop editor to come over here and create that message, right? And then you can always use personalizations either in the subject line or personalization in the email, and it will pull the person's first name and it will enter it in the email, and you can speak to them like you're having a personal conversation. So then you can hit save and edit and exit, and then it's going to add that email to the series. So these things are important, and it's really not that hard, right? So this is in draft. And basically, what you can do is you can activate it, but there's some issues because these emails aren't in here yet. So I would have to create these emails before I can activate this campaign. But as soon as I activate it, all of the subscribers that are on my list will start receiving these emails. Okay. So that's what this Aweber dashboard looks like, but there's some really nice things in here. Like I said, I'm not here to sell you on Aweber or anything like that because there are a whole bunch of tools out there that are great. But what I wanted to show you was that really and truly, if you have MailChimp, use MailChimp. If you have Aweber, use Aweber. If you have Constant Contact, use Constant Contact. If you have MindMe, like Melinda said she has, use MindMe. But here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to have a whole bunch of tools that all do the same thing that you're paying monthly fees to, and you're not using any of them. That's what you don't want to do. So here's what you do want to do. Sit down and take an assessment of what you have in your business. Go through your bank account because you probably have things you're being charged for and you forgot about. And once you figure out who they are, start picking up the phone, calling people, canceling these things, and then pick your one favorite tool and just start using it, right? So it's just like we kind of said here, just do it. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to just do it. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here tonight on behalf of Brian, Harry, and everybody at York's CBDC. We appreciate you being here. You can definitely contact everyone at the website. And I'm going to take and put this website, actually, let's see, in the link so that everybody can actually use it. Okay. And basically, if you guys have any questions, you can definitely ask them right now. Just ask away, right? So here is the link and feel free to use it. So Siobhan, your hand is up. So definitely, if you have a question, go ahead and unmute yourself and ask.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm trying to remember the question. Okay, what I wanted to know was you had mentioned that in Aweber you can like offer a newsletter or an ebook as a lead magnet. So I was wondering, do they have a feature where they send that to the person, or then do you have to go somewhere else and send it to the person that signs up?
So basically, what happens is when they enter their name and email address, that's when you will create a campaign that will be triggered as soon as they subscribe. So remember when I was showing you the email campaign? So that campaign will be triggered when that person subscribes to that particular list, and you can put the ebook in the welcome email.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, makes sense. That was a great question, though. Thank you for asking that. Any other questions? Everybody is quiet, Brian.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to hand it back over to you, Brian.
Okay. Thank you, Tony. Great job. And if we don't have any more questions, we can go ahead and wrap things up.
I don't have, this is Vera. I don't have a question, but I want to thank Tony so much for everything she has done for me. And I've learned a lot. And I look forward to working with her in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Vera.
So thank you, Vera. And thank you again, Tony, for
Can I ask a
presenting.
question, please? Sorry.
Come on, Sonia, come through. Go ahead.
Will there be a continuation of this?
She's asking for more.
Will there be a continuation of this seminar?
We will have more workshops for sure. We will definitely be doing more of these digital marketing workshops. As a matter of fact, I was talking to Brian, and we're going to do a survey. So we want to know what you want. And we're definitely looking forward to bringing you the things that you're looking for specifically. And then also some of the things that you can do is, this is important to York. And I'm speaking on behalf of York CBDC. You definitely should send an email, go to the website, sign up as a client. And then what we are doing is we are working with some students and, teaching them how to work with each and every one of you, and they will be able to definitely assist you with a lot of these things. So sign up as a client, and and that's the first step. But we're definitely going to do more, but we're going to get the feedback so that we can find out exactly what you want. So we want to bring you exactly what you're looking for as it relates to digital marketing and growing with your business, because I don't care if we get back to full capacity by the fall, people will still use online marketing, because I think that a lot of people are going to figure out right away that guess what, going and renting a hotel room to do an event when I could do it online and have people from all around the world. I mean, it's less costly, it's less expensive, so why not just do it online? So I think that a lot of this is here to stay. We're still going to have in person, no doubt, but I believe that a lot of this digital marketing is definitely here to stay.
I have one other question. The link that's in the chat, is that the link that's going to take us to the first 5 part of the series?
Oh, you know what? Let me give you that link, okay? I'm going to give you the link to the YouTube channel, because on the YouTube channel, you can actually subscribe to the YouTube channel, because everything will be there, but also you'll have the ability to review all of the previous webinars that were done. And then what I'll probably do too is put links to the slides in. So that's the link to the YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel has all of the past trainings there on demand. And so what I'll probably do is put links in the description, so that since you guys want the slides, I could go back and put links to the slides in the description of the videos. So that's a great question. Thanks, Siobhan, for asking that. So the YouTube videos, the YouTube channel for York SBDC has all of the previous videos there on demand.
That's great. I have a question. Just based on, thank you so much. This has been really informative. I only caught last week's and this week, so I'm going to definitely see all the other videos, and I already subscribed. But I didn't understand when you say sign up as a client. Can you explain a little bit more about that? How does that work?
So Brian, you want to explain when they sign up at York CBDC? Go ahead.
So in order for us to continue to help you with these topics in the digital training, we need you to give us like permission. So look out for an email we're going to send you for you to sign up to become a York College SBDC client. So once you submit that online form, then we could assign a staff, and we also have York College student interns, plus our own staff, full-time staff like business advisors, who will assist you in Shopify, Etsy, email marketing, any digital areas that you need help with. So just look out for an email we're going to send you.
Awesome.
Okay,
I saw that email already.
yes, thank you. Okay.
Yes, it's there. It's there.
Yeah, so we've been sending them after every class. We've been sending them, and so yeah,
Great.
so we'll definitely do that again.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And people are meeting in person or no, Brian, at this point?
At this moment, the York College office is temporarily closed.
Yes, it is.
So we can conduct one-to-one counseling through Zoom like this, over the phone, email. If you have any question, you can attach it, something you want to show us. So either Zoom like this, online, email, or just telephone. But we will continue to assist you. There's no stopping.
Thank you.
We'll be with you long term.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're welcome. You're welcome.
And
So
I
I-
want to say on
Okay.
behalf of Malls, we want to consistently thank Brian for being with us for over these years in helping, and on behalf of the SBDC York, being very strong in Southeast Queens, and together we are holding hands to strengthen all the businesses in Southeast Queens and pretty much New York at large, right? And so
Yes.
we want to thank each and every one, including Tony coming on board, and working between the two agencies has also been a pleasure. And so we're just wishing each and every one who are in the hearing of our voice a very, very successful 2021, and continue to grow online.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Only way forward, okay?
Yes. Okay, Brian, you could close us out.
Okay, so thank you everybody for attending. Um, and have a great night, everyone. Thanks again, Tony. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you. Good night.
Bye, everybody.